couple questions on the debt ceiling. We're now just 7 days out from the Treasury's ex-date. What is the White House message to Americans who rely on payments from the government to pay their own bills? Should people be worried that they might not see a deposit next week for things like Social Security or their military paychecks?
So our message continues to be and will and has been very clear, and as that we are standing. This is a president that's standing up against what Republicans themselves are saying is a hostage taking and threatening a default that would cause a recession, cost up to 8 million jobs, and increase costs for all Americans. That's what the president is fighting for. That's what we want to make sure Americans know. This is what we've been trying to do these past couple of weeks. And we're fighting against Republicans' extreme, devastating proposal that would slash, as you've heard me say, law enforcement, education, food assistance. All of these things are critical to American families who are just trying to make ends meet. So what the people should know, what the American people should know, that we are not taking any hostages here. Default is not an option. We want to reduce the deficit, which is why the president made sure to make that a priority in his March 9th budget that he released for fiscal year 2024, which is decreasing the deficit by an extra $3 trillion on top of what he has been able to do, $1.7 trillion in the first 2 years, again, a historic number. And we are negotiating with Republicans in good faith. And as I mentioned yesterday, and as the president mentioned on Sunday, we offered an additional cut to the spending of $1 trillion on top of the $3 trillion that we mentioned in our budget, the president's budget on March 9th, and on top of what we've been able to do the first 2 years. So that's our focus. We're fighting for the American people, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
When Americans hear default is not an option, can they also hear a guarantee from the White House that the government will be able to deliver their deposits next week?
We're going to do everything that we can to make sure that default is indeed not an option. And here's not just from us. We heard from all four leaders in this week, from Speaker McCarthy as well as the president say that default is not an option. So that's what we're moving towards.